as I pulled up to the cozy homestead just outside Nashville that crisp Saturday morning. The sight of my daughter Sarah weeping quietly in the sunlit kitchen hit me like a thunderbolt. I realized then that I'd committed the gravest error of my existence. She stood by the counter, her fingers plunged into a basin of sudsy water, her posture sagging under an invisible burden heavier than any storm cloud. Her once vibrant auburn locks were haphazardly tied into a disheveled bun, and the shadows beneath her eyes were so profound they spoke of sleepless nights stretching back endlessly. Her tears fell without a whisper, the kind of sorrow that drains the soul until even sobs feel like too much effort. In the adjoining open-plan living space, a chaotic assembly of at least 9 souls lounged as if the place were their kingdom. Michael's mom, Vivian, that sharp-eyed matriarch who'd eyed me with disdain from our very first encounter, held court from the armchair. Flanking her were Michael's 2 siblings, his elder sister Brooke, with her piercing tone and giggles that cut like shards of glass, and the younger one, Claire, whose smirks always carried a sting. Then there was the brother, Derek, with his spouse Lisa and their rambunctious pair of youngsters, who dashed about unchecked, turning the rooms into a whirlwind of disorder. They draped themselves over the plush seating, barking orders for fresh brews, extra slices of bread, or declaring the preserves depleted. And Sarah, my precious girl, scurried to oblige, tending to them like an unseen servant in the very sanctuary I'd gifted her. "Sarah, pass the creamer," Brooke called out, not bothering to glance her way. "These pancakes are getting chilly." "Whipped up a fresh batch," Vivian commanded, her inflection brooking no debate. My daughter glided through the motions like a specter, clearing remnants of meals, absorbing every barbed remark without retort. From the threshold, a fury ignited deep within me, churning like a wildfire in my core. This wasn't the vision I'd held. This wasn't why I'd poured my heart into securing this haven. It had been precisely a year and a half since Sarah escaped her initial Unuina, grueling 18 years, shackled to a tyrant who eroded her spirit through neglect and venomous words. Never once lifting a fist, but shattering her all the same. He'd belittle her relentlessly, branding her useless, a blight on his existence. When she mustered the resolve to seek freedom, he stripped her bare. The shared dwelling, their joint funds, even the modest vehicle I'd presented for her 40th milestone. She arrived at my doorstep with mere bags and a fractured heart. For weeks, I observed her pacing my modest parlor in a daze, adrift at 43, questioning her path forward. Nights blurred into tears, convinced her shot at joy, kinship, and belonging had slipped away forever. As her mother, a survivor of my own tempest sigh, resolved to act. I'd amassed $48,000 over 3 decades as a bookkeeper, a nest egg for my twilight years to spare my kin any encumbrance. But witnessing Sarah's despair reframed its destiny. I discovered this quaint rural retreat on Nashville's fringes, 3 acres dotted with blooming orchards. A 4-room cottage boasting a generous cooking area with vistas of wildflower meadows. Priced at $55,000. It demanded a $7,000 bank advance, but the cost meant nothing. The radiance in Sarah's gaze as I handed over the keys affirmed my choice. "Mom, is this truly for me?" she whispered, tears brimming. "All yours, darling," I replied, enveloping her. "A fresh chapter, impervious to anyone diminishing you." We wept then, not in grief, but in jubilation and promise, sensing the tide turning at last. I pictured her nurturing the soil, perhaps launching that cherished venture of crafting artisanal preserves from her garden harvest. Serenity. That's what I envisioned. Never this nightmare. Not how, mere 5 months on, she'd cross paths with Michael at a local market, his initial allure so magnetic, his attentiveness a balm after her past. Not their hasty vows just 3 months later. And absolutely not how he'd unleash this clan, transforming her oasis into their endless retreat. Evelyn, what an unexpected delight, Vivian cooed upon spotting me in the doorway, her tone honeyed yet her stare glacial. We weren't expecting company. This land is mine to visit at will, I stated evenly, though ire simmered beneath. She curved her lips in a smirk not warm, but triumphant, as if victory were assured. Naturally, she conceded, rising with the poise of a sovereign, striding my way. Though it's your child's and my boy's now, united in matrimony. Shared fortunes, wouldn't you agree? A shiver raced over my skin. This schemer knew precisely how to prod. Sarah, I summoned, locking eyes with Vivian, that serpent cloaked in propriety. Join me, if you please. My daughter lifted her gaze from the sink, lids puffy and raw. Relief flickered alongside dread in her expression, as though my arrival might redeem or ruin. I'm occupied, Mom, she murmured, voice cracking. Breakfast cleanup awaits. Let it wait, I insisted. Come now. Vivian chuckled outright, a derisive trill. Evelyn, spare us the theatrics. Sarah's merely pitching in. Kin aid one another, after all. I scanned the space. Brooke and Claire reclined, souls propped on my heirloom sideboard, absorbed in a screen. Derek lounged outdoors, puffing away indifferently. The little ones had strewn playthings and crumbs across the rugs, yet no one stirred to tidy. How long has this circus endured? I inquired. 10 days, Vivian answered casually, and will linger through the season. Michael extended the welcome. Why possess such a gem, if not to share with loved ones? 10 days, my girl had endured this torment, unaided, unspoken. And Michael? I pressed, steadying my tone amid mounting pressure in my chest. Out with his dad, scouting parcels, Vivian replied, reclaiming her perch-like royalty. Back by midday. Oh Sarah, near noon best, prep the meal. You know he abhors tardy suppers. Sarah dipped her head and fetched cookware with rote precision, a puppet to their whims. The sight splintered me. This shell bore no resemblance to the resilient soul I'd nurtured, the one who'd clawed free from toxicity. I approached, brushing her shoulder softly. She recoiled as from flame, revealing horrors. Welts on her forearms from ceaseless scrubbing. Palms chapped and inflamed. Manicure she'd prized now splintered and soiled. Sarah, we need privacy, I urged softly. Evelyn, why not join the fun? Interjected Claire, the bolder sister. A riveting episodes on Sarah can fetch your brew. I'm not here for distractions, I shot back, ignoring her. I'm here for my daughter. TCH, such rudeness, Brooke huffed audibly. No wonder, Sarah's got that edge. I wheeled to face her, 30-something with platinum tresses and talons unfit for labor-nibbling berries, discarding pits onto my polished oak. What edge? I queried. Voice, a velvet blade. She shrugged, screen-fixed. Merely observing. Sometimes Sarah overreacts. Like chores spell doom. I inhaled deeply, thrice, honoring my vow from decades past. Never unravel before the unworthy. Deny them the thrill of my fracture. Yet, they eroded my restraint. Sarah, outdoors, I directed, clasping her elbow with care. But the spread, she faltered. It waits. I guided her to the rear garden, beyond prying gazes and whispers. She trailed, gaze downcast, steps leaden. At the weathered bench I'd assembled post-purchase, I seated her. crouching despite my 68-year joints protest, cradling her marred hands. "Speak," I prompted. "All of it." As if a dam burst, Sarah unleashed, not muted drips, but a torrential, visceral wails of long-buried anguish. It spiraled so fast. "Mom," she gasped. Life bloomed anew. Michael doted, worlds apart from before. He hid their nature Vivian's grip, so insidious. Dominating, I supplied. Toxic, she affirmed through sobs. Post-wedding, they dotted visits. A brunch, an afternoon. Vivian's jabs stung, but Michael dismissed them as quirks, harmless barbs. I strived for harmony, Mom. Truly. I see that. Love. Yet 3 weeks prior, Vivian rang Michael, pleading at her lease hiked, seeking temporary shelter. He sought Sarah's approval for a brief stay. Reluctant, how refuse his matriarch? She unpacked lightly, vowing brevity. Day 4, Brooke arrived, fleeing a spat with her partner. Claire followed, citing repairs. Derek's crew piled in for rural respite, and Michael, silent assent to all. He yields to her every whim, Sarah confessed. Claims we owe them shelter, ample space. My fussing unfounded. Vivian insists it's my role as spouse. Nurture the clan, prioritize all but self. I echoed unfounded, heat surging. Unfounded, too. Servitude in one's domain. She deems me dutiful, Sarah added, dabbing tears. Perhaps she's correct, selfish me. Raised solo by you, blind to normal bonds. Those words stung like betrayal. Doubt gnawed her value, dignity, courtesy of Vivian's web. Eyes on me, I commanded, cupping her cheeks. Her hazel depths, mirroring mine, swirled with torment and haze. This isn't normal, I avowed. Not acceptable. Kin uplift, not drain. Include, not exile. But Michael, his words hold no sway here. This isn't his. Yours alone deed bears only your name. I ensured it, shielding from seizure. Recalling the closing, I'd mandated sole title for Sarah, excluding even myself. Lessons from my union 40 years gone taught me, women crave unassailable anchors, security, sovereignty. Marriage merges some, she murmured, blending assets. No, I countered. Premarital, it's yours. You dictate guests. A flicker, ignited in her defiance, perhaps hope. Evict them. Michael would resent me eternally. Does he cherish your misery? Your hidden tears? His shield absent. Quietude thundered. Where rest you? I probed abruptly. The den settee, and your chamber. Vivian claimed it back woes demand the firmest rest. I rose, resolved stealing like forgotten youth. Up, I bade, offering my palm. She blinked, erasing remnants. What now, Mom? Reclaim what's yours. We re-entered, Sarah shadowing warily. The disarray persisted. Vivian enthroned, sisters screenbound, offspring rioting amid spills and debris. Sarah returned. Vivian noted absently. Splendid herbal infusion, piping this round. Dawn's was tepid. I stationed before the display, eclipsing it. Gazes converged. Pardon? Claire wind petulantly. No more, I declared, serene yet unyielding, snatching the controller from cushions and silencing the glow. What audacity! Vivian surged, visage contorting to outrage. I can, and do. I cut in. Sarah's domain demands order. Time for boundaries. Vivian's laugh rang hollow. Boundaries. Evelyn, grasp reality. My boy's wed to your girl. Kin Rome, free no edicts, needed, Rome. I lingered on it. Visits span hours, days at most harmonious weekends. 10 days. Encroachment. Brooke bristled, arms folded. Whatever Sarah spilled, we're no intruders. Michael beckoned us's abode, too. Incorrect. I met her stare. Solely Sarah's title. Michael lacks claim. Invitations invalid sans her nod. Faces shifted, bewilderment to alarm, Vivian's eyes narrowing. Impossible, she drawled. Michael assured, joint reign. Misled or mistaken. Sarah, affirm for your kin. She hesitated, torn terror of uprising against this weeks-long overlord. Then poise bloomed, spine aligning, jaw set. Mine alone, she voiced, quaver, yielding to clarity. Mom's gift my name only. The hush thickened, charged. Vivian assessed us, plotting anew. Irrelevant, she feigned cheer. Sarah adores our presence, ever gracious, unlike stingy in-laws past. She cherishes bonds. Guilt, her favored blade painting resistance as villainy. Sarah, I pressed, gaze unwavering. Desire their stay. Pause stretched, all pinned on her echoes of prior chains, urging appeasement, silence as virtue. She faltered. Truth, dear, I coaxed. Breath drawn, strength surged. No. Vivian inhaled sharply, as struck. Brooke and Claire exchanged stunned glances. Young ones froze. Unthinkable, Vivian rasped. Post our embrace, post Michael's rescue from rescue. I intoned, voice empowered. Sarah required none. She owned this, thrived independently. He gained most. Insolence. Vivian advanced, fury alight. My boy's diligent. Footing costs here. Costs. I challenged. Power, water skyrocketing with your hoard. No. She faltered, exposed. Sarah. Utilities since arrival. Mine, she admitted. Michael's funds earmarked elsewhere. Pantry bare now. My errands $750 this fortnight. $750. I marveled. Feeding parasites from her purse. Contributions. None, her headshake confirmed. To Vivian. So, you infiltrate, consume her stores, drain her resources, usurp her rest, enslave her Ellis. Kin forego tallies. Vivian wavered. Precisely, I conceded. But kin honor, not degrade. Cherish, not confine. Absurd, Claire erupted, leaping up. Mom, ignore. Michael's return will sort this. Michael acts not, I assured, even Sarah, startled. By his arrival, you'll be gone. Stasis gripped.
Repeat.
Vivian menaced. Pack, depart. All but him, if Sarah wills. You, at 60. Brooke sneered. I neared, unflinching her youth. Stature, no match for my scars. Widowhood at Sarah's tender 5. Solo rearing, amid belittling peers. Enduring griefs she'd never fathom. Underestimate elders at peril. I warned lowly. We've weathered tempests you can't dream. Brooke retreated, bravado cracking. Sarah, Vivian pivoted, beseeching. Halt this. Your mom's fracturing, your union ponder Michael's pain at your betrayal. Another ploy, seeding remorse. Sarah's lips, party-yielding instinct rising, but I forestalled. Michael's ire is his. Respect for you, paramount. Fail that. Question his mettle. Sabotaging wedlock. Vivian shrieked. You loathed her match, craving her tether. Ludicrouside sacrificed savings for her flight. Toiled relentlessly for her bloom. Wished nightly for true companionship. Won't stoop, I dismissed. 1 hour, vacate. Hour. Claire yelped. Luggage. Clutter the young one's chaos. Commence, then. Derek ambled in burly 40-something, with a paunch and ennui etched deep. Turmoil, he queried. Eviction, Lisa piped shrilly. He appraised me disdainfully, bulk his assumed edge. Lady, misstep, this Michael's turf, we're his in. No say, I retrieved my device, tension spiking. Police. Vivian scoffed. Feudal no offense, lawyer, I clarified. Speed. Rings yielded. Evelyn, well? Thomas, confirm Sarah's parcel deed. Sole hers, yes. Spouse, claimless prude asset. Intruders, defy, exit. Trespass. She summons authorities. Removal ensues. Kin ties. Irrelevant. Owner's writ absolute. Vivian blanched, absorbing. Grateful. Thomas, click. Quietude reigned. Heard. I scanned. Absent in 50 minutes, law intervenes. Unpleasant for holdouts. Outrage, Vivian seethed. Michael learns of this treachery, his bride ousting kin. His view, free. Facts stand. Hospitality abused, coffers emptied, dignity trampled. Ends now. Lies. Claire howled. Sarah dramatizes. Dramatizes. I chilled. Her hands scarred from your feasts. Bed seized. Couch, her lot. $750 squandered drama. Truth silenced her. Mom, Sarah ventured shakily. Michael's advent. His choice, rage, allegiance, or awakening to safeguard your bond. He'll back us, Vivian vowed. Loyalty to blood. Blood evolves Sarah, his now. Prioritize her, or fail. Blood endures, she hissed. Son's mine eternal. The core rot, her unyielding claim, dooming Sarah's fight. 40 minutes, I noted. Act. Inertia lingered, awaiting my yield. I held, resolute. Derek sighed, folly, calling Michael. Rings echoed unanswered voicemail. Pack, brief him later, I urged. Vivian's glare could scorch, but I'd braved fiercer. Agreed. She iced. But repercussions loom. Sarah, brace for forsaking vows for maternal meddling. No betrayal, I countered. Assertion of peace. His issue, not hers. She stormed to the quarters, sisters trailing with gripes of ingrate and vile. Derek lingered, gaze mixed awe and ire. War brewing, no. If safeguarding her sparks it, welcome. He departed to corral gear. Lisa glowered, scooping messes. Alone, Sarah slumped beside me, quaking. I embraced her, evoking childhood comforts. Right choice, she queried. Or marital ruin. Unions thriving on subjugation aren't worth chains. Love sans honor crumbles, but I cherish him. Known, reciprocity, possible. Yet absent, defense from kin's barbs, it's hollow. We sat amid clatterzips. Shuffles, bickering, empire crumbling. Terror grips, she confessed. Abandonment, solitude, sequential defeat. Here, if he flees your stand against abuse, mercy granted revealing unworthiness. You merit more. 43. Mom who seeks this failure. No failure first foe, toxic, blameless, you. Should this falter, fault theirs for undervaluing your grace. She nestled, releasing pent floodsnot, stifled, nor frenzied. But cathartic, unburdening roles of compliant spouse. Kinkeeper, ideal woman. 20 minutes on engines, rumbled. Pulse, quickened. Michael, neared. Sarah stiffened, dabbing hastily. Steady, I soothed, clasping. United, entry. Michael, average stature, silver threading his dark mane, trailed his sire, a taciturn elder. Chaos? He queried, eyeing stacks. Vacation? Vivian erupted. Son. Your in-laws deranged expelling us. Confusion creased him. To Sarah, explain. I rose, requested their exit 2 weeks overreach on Sarah's goodwill. Overreach. He blinked. Family. I greenlit indefinitely. Not yours to grant, I clarified. Solely hers, premarital, unshared. Processing hit. Ignorance or denial. Irrelevant wedlock, merges. Legally distinct. Even shared. No license to host tormentors. Torment. To Vivian, details. She donned martyrdom. Nonsense, dear. Utmost courtesy. Her theatrics, as ever, theatrics. Sarah surged. Couchbound while she claims are sweet. Funds bled dry for your lot's feasts as you hoard. Dawn risings for multitudes, midnight scrubsies. Sarah, calm, Michael wavered. No, she advanced. Drained, wounded, unseen in pleas of harm. He gaped, glancing betwixt mother, wife, me seeking escape. Vivian interjected. See, hysteria. We bonded her in, bonded. I challenged. Or burdened. Michael rubbed temples. Mom, sisters, tone it down. Down, she gasped. After our aid. He turned to Sarah, voice softening. Love, perhaps space helps. But family, your family wounds me, she interposed, tears fresh. Defend, or lose me. Silence stretched. His father's quiet nod urged. Finally, Michael exhaled. You're right. This ends. To Vivian, pack fully. We'll visit proper hotels, schedules. Sarah's home first. Vivian's face crumpled defeat raw. Betrayal, son. Growth, mom. Her peace matters. They departed amid glares and murmurs, vehicles fading. Alone, Michael knelt by Sarah. Forgive my blindness. Vow change. She searched his eyes, finding sincerity. Prove it. He nodded, embracing Dot as dusk painted the meadows gold. I slipped away, heart lighter. Sarah's sanctuary restored, her spirit rekindled. I've not aired love's fiercest form, is fierce protection. In time, with boundaries firm, their union bloomed anew. Michael distanced the clan. Sarah's preserves venture flourished. Laughter echoed once more. At 43, she discovered not failure, but fortitude proving second chances. When rooted in respect, yield richest harvests.